Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's that time again. It is Free Me Fridays. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have not been. It's been 2 weeks now. Last week I was recuperating because I was ill, but so glad to be back. So glad to be back. So please share, please like. I am so ready to go. Going to wake up some people. Oh, this early morning. Glory be to God. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's a wonderful time. To wonderful time to be alive, wonderful time to have a new mind, a fresh start. And so I'm excited to bring you some good material today. We still going to talk about, everything I do, I'll talk about the mind. We're going to talk about things that cause negative thinking today. We're going to talk about things that cause us to have negative thinking. And because that can destroy us, and that can leave us in a bad place. Don't want to be left in a bad place. So just tag a couple more people here, and then I'll be all set, ready to go. Please like, please share, um, and we're going to get started. Just a couple more people here, and we're gonna be off and running. Okay, that's not what I wanted. All right, all right, all right. Let me get a couple more people here. Gives you time to get your coffee, get your whatever your morning beverage is. Yes, whatever your morning beverage is. Let me go ahead and do that there. And let me see. I gotta get Shantae. Yeah. All right. That's good for now. All right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bless all of you. Bless all of you today, today, today. Why did that go there? But anyway, all right. So we're gonna talk about 10 cognitive distortions that can cause negative. That can cause negative. No, that's not it either. That can cause negative. What I want to say, I'm tongue tied this morning. That can cause negative thinking. That can cause negative thinking. Someone put it right across the screen here, real quick. Uh, we're working from my iPad, so it takes not as fluent as I normally am. All right, all right, all right. All right, that's better. That's better. There we go. There we go. There we go. So this is an article that was written by Dr. Hartney, and it's really, really interesting. So I was like, hey, talking about the mind, so we're gonna do this morning. So cognitive distortions are negative or irrational patterns of thinking. Hmm. Have you not been around people, maybe yourself, and have you really thought about your pattern of thinking? Or do we think about the patterns of how we think? And I would probably say most of the time we don't, because we've been thinking the way we've been thinking for so long about the pattern of how I think. Hmm. Hmm. So these negative thought patterns can play a role in diminishing your motivation. It can lower your self-esteem. It can contribute to problems like anxiety, depression, and substance use. It can do all those things, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So in this, we're going to be able to learn how to recognize these thought patterns that can help you overcome them. This is Free Me Friday. So I'm laying down this information to you so that even today you can go into this weekend, you can go into this Friday, recognizing maybe some things about yourself that you could change that will free you up and you can live a better you over these 3 days, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so in this article, it talks about different cognitive distortions and how they work. And pretty much what I'm going to give you is 10 common sayings that we may say that can cause us to have negative thinking. We're going to discuss about hypothetical examples to show how this kind of thinking affects behavior and what you can do to help overcome these distortions. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. Okay, so the first one, let's talk about all or nothing. All or nothing thinking. Okay, you have people that are rigid in their mindset, rigid in their thinking. They pretty much have almost like a fixed mindset. Growth mindset. We hear a lot about growth mindset. Because if you're not willing to learn and retrain your mind, then you have a fixed mindset. This is what I believe. I've been believing this all my life. No matter what other different types of perspectives people can present to me, this is how I think. This is it. This is all. This is what works for me. You have a fixed mindset. So all or nothing thinking is also known as black and white thinking or polarized thinking. And this type of thinking involves viewing things in absolute terms. Okay. Situations are always black or white. Everything or nothing is either everything or nothing, good or bad. There's no in between. Success or failure. There's no in between. Okay. There's no in between at all. So an example of all or nothing thinking is dwelling on mistakes and assuming you will never be able to do well. You keep dwelling on this one thing that you've done and you have not forgiven yourself. You have not let it go. And it has altered the original design of who you are. This thing still has a hold on you. And it's been 15 years. It's been 5 years. It's been 25 years, 30 years. I don't know. But since that one thing, you've allowed it to dictate who you are. So instead of acknowledging the error and trying to move past it, one way to overtime this cognitive distortion is to recognize that success and progress are not all or nothing concepts. By addressing this type of thinking and replacing self-defeating thoughts, you can feel better about your progress and recognize your strengths. And that's what you want to do. No matter what happens, no matter your pitfalls, your downfalls, or whatever, you got to recognize your strength. You have to recognize how you were able to overcome it. You can still go back and look at a situation that has occurred in your life and still obtain lessons. What did I learn from this? Or what didn't I learn from this? And what can I still learn from this? All these things are right at our disposal. So this all or nothing, stop being so rigid. Stop being so hard on yourself. Just because somebody did you wrong doesn't mean that you have to be mean to people the rest of your day because of an experience on behalf of somebody else. Just because you put your trust in someone and they betrayed you doesn't mean that you have to go the rest of your life not trusting people because one person betrayed you. The next one is overgeneralization. Okay. So the first one, all or nothing thinking. This is overgeneralization. What is that? Overgeneralization happens when you make a rule after a single event or a series of or coincidences. Here we go. These what I call vows. We made vows. The words always or never frequently appear in the sentence. Because you have experience with one event playing out a certain way, you assume that all future events will have the same outcome. Okay? So let's use relationships. Okay. You meet somebody and you're going all in, and you have invested some time, a little bit of time. Got your hopes up and everything else. And they tell you, you know what? No, I don't think this is gonna work. And they probably don't even want to be friends. They just, know it's not gonna work, and they just go on. Then it happens again to you. And then it happens, and then all of a sudden you be like, you know what, forget this. I'm done. I'm not doing this. Why are you giving up on yourself, for one? Two, why are you going all in time and time again instead of waiting it out? Instead of waiting it out. So he said, I'll never allow anyone to get close to me again. Okay, never. So you spoke, you released a vow out in the atmosphere. So, but in your heart, you want to have a close, intimate relationship with someone. And when I say intimate, I mean way beyond sex. You want a relationship, a healthy, loving relationship. But because you released out there, I would never allow anyone to get close to me again, you're going to keep sabotaging when it happens. And not even realizing that what you're going to do is you can miss on the very thing that you've been wanting. But because you release out there, I'm never going to allow anyone to get close to me. So when they do get close, you get a trigger because of what somebody else had done to you. So now you're going to start backing away. Now you're going to become distant. You may even ghost them. Okay. All because of one event or a series of events. And you think the same outcome is going to happen. So you're going to bail. You're going to jump ship. And this can be anything in life. This could be trying to start a business or anything. So one way to combat overgeneralization is to focus on using realistic language instead of saying, I always do that. In other words, say something like, that happens sometimes, but I'll try to do better next time. Our words is the most powerful thing that we have. I listen to how people talk. Because it says a lot about who they are. It says a lot about who I am. So I try to garner what I say, how I say it, how I present myself. You can discern how a person's heart is on what they say and how they say it. And you can watch them and see how they treat people. Yeah. So number three, mental filters. Mental filters. So a mental filter is the opposite of overgeneralization, but with the same negative outcome. Instead of taking one small event and generalizing it inappropriately, the mental filter takes one small event and focuses on it exclusively, filtering out anything else. Watch this example I'm about to give you. Nathan focuses on all the negative or hurtful things that his partner has said or done in their relationship, but he filters all the kind and thoughtful things his partner does. This thinking contributes to feelings of negativity about his partner and their relationship. Okay? So he's focusing on all the negative or hurtful things that his partner has said or done in a relationship, but he filters all the kind and thoughtful things his partner does. So this thinking contributes to feelings of negativity about his partner. So it's like you always pointing out the negative things, but what about the good things? You're mentally filtering. Mm. You're mentally filtering. So journaling is one strategy that might help overcome mental filtering. Make an effort to intentionally shift your focus from the negative and look more for neutral and positive aspects of a situation. This is one thing you can do. And so since this example was about relationships, you can do it like this. What is the good things? Good things, bad things. What's the good things you like about this person? What are the bad things about this person? Okay. So you're filtering the good, you're filtering the bad. And if the good outweighs the bad, then what's the problem? What's the problem? And it may not be bad. Those quote unquote bad things could just be things that what I want to say. Could be things you just don't like. Behavior traits you don't like, or maybe certain quirks or something they have that just don't like. Okay? All right. The other one, discounting the positive. Discounting the positive. So it's almost going to go with the mental filter in here. So watch this. Discounting the positive is a cognitive distortion that involves ignoring or invalidating good things that have happened to you. It is similar to mental filtering, but instead of simply ignoring the positives, you are actively rejecting them. Many people can't see the good things about themselves. They can't see it. One quick reason why they can't see it is for the simple fact words have been spoken against them so negatively all their lives, they have accepted what's been sown into them. So when someone comes around and say that you're a good person, you're so kind, you're so sweet, you're so loving, and da-da-da-da-da, you have a hard time receiving that because you rejected that because nobody else has said it to you. Everybody keep laying a hammer on your head about how bad you are, how negative you are, there's nothing good about you. So when someone good comes along and they're acknowledging how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are, or how handsome you are, how kind and gentle, and this, that, and the other, you have a hard time receiving that because you've been rejecting it for so long. You might even question, why are you saying these things to me? Why are you so kind to me? So one way to overcome this cognitive distortion is to reframe how you attribute events, okay? So instead of seeing positive outcomes as flukes, focus on noticing how your own strengths, your own skills, and efforts contribute to the outcome. So by having more faith in your abilities, you feel more empowered and less likely to experience learned helplessness. I like that. Learned helplessness. A phenomenon where people feel that they have no control over their outcome. They have no control over their outcome. Learned helplessness. My God, that's good. All right. Here's another one. Jumping to conclusions. Jumping to conclusions. There are two ways of jumping to conclusions. One is mind reading. When you think someone is going to react in a particular way, or you believe someone is thinking things that they aren't, that they're not. They're not thinking that. And we all guilty of that. We try to mind read, we try to predict, fortune tell. When you think someone is going to react in a particular way, that even brings fear. Fear can creep in that way. You want to say something, you want to talk about something, but we're already assuming, we're already mind reading that they're going to react a certain way. Which mind reading, which goes to what fortune telling, what I just said. That's number two. When you predict events will unfold in a particular way, often to avoid trying something difficult. That also falls into those 4 H's that I've done a webinar on several months ago. That hesitation. I'm hesitant to do this because this might happen. That might happen. I'm hesitant because, well, I tried this before and it didn't work. And though I want to try it again, but it may happen again. And also it may not happen again. So we have to stop jumping to conclusions. These are patterns of negative thinking. We have to stop mind reading. We got to stop fortune telling. Got to stop. So to overcome this cognitive distortion, take a moment to consider the facts before you make a decision. Ask questions and challenge your initial assumptions. Good morning, Russell. Stop it. Just go for it. Go for it. The only way to overcome fear is to act on it. Just act on it. Here's another one, magnification. I'm talking about 10 cognitive distortions that can cause negative thinking this morning. That's what I'm talking about. So magnification is exaggerating the importance of shortcomings and problems while minimizing the importance of desirable qualities. I need to read that again to slow down. Magnification is exaggerating the importance of shortcomings and problems while minimizing the importance of desirable qualities. Similar to mental filtering and discounting the positive, this cognitive distortion involves magnifying your negative qualities while minimizing your positive ones. So you're highlighting more of the negative things about yourself and you minimize the positive. You're minimizing those. You don't highlight those. You don't exalt those things more so than you do the negative. For example, when something bad happens, you see this as proof of your own failures. But when good things happen, you minimize their importance. For example, a person addicted to pain medication might magnify the importance of eliminating all pain and exaggerate how unbearable their pain is. They're addicted to pain medication, might magnify the importance of eliminating all pain, but yet they exaggerate on how bearable the pain is. So to overcome magnification, focus on learning how to identify these thoughts and intentionally replacing them with more helpful, realistic ways of thinking. All right, another one. We're about to hit this one. Emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning is a way of judging yourself or your circumstances based on your, you got it, emotions. You're reasoning with your emotions. And this type of reasoning assumes that because you are experiencing a negative emotion, it must accurately reflect reality. Because you feeling this, you're saying, well, this must be real. This must be true. If you experience feelings of guilt, for example, emotional reasoning would lead you to conclude that you are a bad person. For example, Gina used emotional reason to conclude that she was a worthless person, which in turn led to binge eating. While research has found that this distortion is common in people who have anxiety and depression, it is actually a very common way of thinking that many people engage in. It's a common way. Cognitive behavior therapy can help people recognize the signs of emotional reasoning and realize, oops, that's my alarm. I'm sorry. And realize the feelings are not facts. And that's what I do when I counsel and coach people. Because they be coming up, I feel like this, and I feel like I'm going to be this. And I'm like, where's that thought coming from? Because every emotion that occurs in us comes from a thought. So I need to know, where's that thought coming from to make you believe and manifest this emotion? Why are you saying this about yourself? What is the reason behind that? All right, another one is should statements. Should statements. Should statements involve always thinking about things that you think you should or must do. These types of statements can make you feel worried or anxious. They can also cause you to experience guilt or a sense of failure. Because you always think you should be doing something, you end up feeling as if you are constantly failing. That you are constantly failing. So when you recognize yourself engaging in this cognitive distortion, focus on practicing self-compassion. Excuse me, a little tongue-tied. Focus on practicing self-compassion. Release these statements with more realistic ones, and work on accepting yourself for who you are, rather than who you think you should be. Mm, mm, mm. A lot of people are going through this because, I see people go through this because they're trying to be accepted. They want to be accepted. So I have to be like this. I should be like this because so-and-so's like this and I want to fit in here. There, no, be who you are. Be who you are. Okay? Everything's about being realistic with yourself. And again, you have to surround yourself with people who have an optimistic outlook on life, who is positive. People who can embrace failure and keep moving. I've been married more times than I want to be, than I ever thought I would have been. And people, though I do a lot of positive things, and I've overcome a lot of things. And I found out the reason why I've been through so many relationships, whether married or not. I finally found and broke the cycle. I got to the root of the issue. But people are not concerned about that. People don't ask that question. So the stigma is the fact that I've been married so many times. It's not about the work that I do and some things that I do. It's not about the books that I wrote. It's not about how God used me to help heal and deliver people and to minister his word and help people overcome where they've been. No, it's not that. It's the fact of my personal thing. And that has become a stigma in many people's eyes, but it's not a stigma in God's eyes. It's not a stigma in my life. That's where sound mind coaching was birthed. I didn't have a sound mind in certain areas. So some things had to go get some therapy. They go talk to somebody so they can help dissect and go underneath the surface to find out why Andre was doing the things he was doing. So there's no shame. Family might be shameful. I'm not shameful. I'm still going to do what I'm doing. Just released a new book. So I use myself because I want you guys to be encouraged. Doesn't matter what you've done, how many mistakes you've been, whatever. There is greatness in you. I know about failing, but I also know about overcoming very well. I know about overcoming and succeeding and achieving my goals more so than I do about failing. Labeling. Let's talk about labeling. Labeling is a cognitive distortion that involves making a judgment about yourself or someone else as a person rather than seeing the behavior as something the person did that doesn't define them as an individual. My. I think I'm going to share this today. This one. I love this here. Labeling is a cognitive distortion that involves making a judgment about yourself or someone else as a person rather than seeing the behavior as something the person did that doesn't define them as an individual. For example, you might label yourself as a failure. You can also label other people as well. You might decide that someone is a jerk because one interaction and continue to judge them in all future interactions through the lens with no room for redemption. You can combat labeling by challenging the accuracy of your assumptions. Look for evidence that counters your negative thoughts. Remind yourself of the difference between opinions and facts. That is, oh my God, that's what many of us do today. And what we label a person, good morning, Ms. Brown. What we label a person is what we'll share with other people. That's a good. I'm gonna read this again. Labeling. We're talking about 10 cognitive distortions that can cause negative thinking. Labeling is a cognitive distortion that involves making a judgment about yourself, not even just another person. How do you label yourself or someone else as a person rather than seeing the behavior as something the person did? That doesn't define them as an individual. My wife said, she says all the time when she coaches, she said, yes, I've been divorced, but divorce is not who I am. My name is not divorce. It just happened to be something that I've experienced throughout my life, but that's not who I am. I don't believe if you've been delivered from alcohol or drugs or something, I don't believe the statement that I'm still an alcoholic. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. If you've been delivered and set free of crack cocaine, I don't believe you should still go around that I'm addicted to crack. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't see no logic in that at all. So just because we've made dumb mistakes in life, and we've said some dumb things, but that's not who you are. It's a speck. It's a pebble to the entirety of who you are. It's a small fragment. You know, in a computer, every once in a while, you can set it up on your computer where it'll go through the defragment. Defragments. Meaning that there's things in the computer that could be a little off, which can cause your computer to slow down. So you set it up so it'll scan through your whole hard drive and fix things that are out of place. So throughout our lives, we've all had defragments. And hopefully those things that were defragged in my life, I've fixed them, I've corrected them, I have a better outlook on them, and those things I don't do anymore. So you can combat labeling by challenging the accuracy of your assumption. Why are you assuming this of me? Is it accurate? Or because you heard it from somebody else? So look for evidence that counters your negative thought. Look for evidence that counters what all have you. Okay, you made a mistake. And maybe it was a big mistake and it was publicized and everything else. But that's not who you are. And don't allow people to make, or yourself, to make it be who you are. Don't do that. Don't do that. Personalization and blame. Personalization and blame is a cognitive distortion whereby you entirely blame yourself or someone else for a situation that in reality involved many factors that were out of your control. Okay? Personalization and blame is a cognitive distortion whereby you entirely blame yourself or someone else for a situation that in reality involved many factors that were out of your control. For example, Anna blamed herself for her daughter's bad grade in school. Instead of trying to find out why her daughter is struggling and exploring ways to help Anna, instead of exploring ways to help, Anna assumes it's a sign that she's a bad mother. Really? What thinking caused you to put it on you? That's personalization and blame. You have grown kids. I have grown kids. And they're living their lives the way they choose to live them. And if they do something that I think is not right or whatever else, that's not on me. They're grown. They make their own choices. You would hope that they would, I would hope that they, seen my mistakes and downfalls, but they've seen my uprising, and then they can, draw some form of strength or something. That's why I write books too. So it leaves something when I'm gone about the things I've overcome, the things I've learned, this, that, and the other. But I ain't taking no blame for that. And ain't no shame gonna come to me either. I'm not gonna feel embarrassed because my child did this, that, and the other, and everybody know they're grown. They made this decision. This has no effect on me internally. And I may be concerned, this, that, and the other, but it's not going to alter my life from doing the things I still have to do, and the things I still have to achieve, things I still have to accomplish. No. So when you find yourself engaging in this cognitive distortion, make a conscious effort to consider other factors that might have played a role in the situation. Instead of blaming yourself for something that happened, consider external factors or other people's actions that might have been contributing factors. So think about all the parties involved. What is all the external situations and circumstances? All right, almost done. Let's talk about coping with cognitive distortions. Once you recognize that you are experiencing cognitive distortions, there are steps you can take to change these ways of thinking. Getting help is important because these distorted thought patterns can seriously affect your mental health and well-being. So to change cognitive distortions, we have to become aware of your thoughts. You got to become aware of your thoughts. Try to notice the thoughts that contribute to feelings of anxiety, negativity, or depression. Practice such as journaling and mindfulness may help you build better awareness of your own thoughts. We lack awareness of our own thoughts. Why? Because we're not thinking properly. We don't think rationally all the time. It's just sometimes everything's an impulse reactions. Just because it's an emergency for you doesn't make it an emergency for me. Because I have to think about how does this affect me? How does this affect me? That's what I need to know. So recognize the effect of cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions can contribute to poor decision making, but they can also play a significant role in the onset and maintenance of mental illness and other issues. So such distortions are associated with the following. Watch this: addictions, anxiety, fear, and pain, borderline personality disorder, depression, feelings of hopelessness, increased risk of suicidal thinking, low self-esteem, narcissistic personality disorder, poor self-efficacy, post-traumatic stress disorder. We got to change our thoughts. We have to change our thoughts. So as you recognize that distorted thoughts cause problems, it is essential to work. It may be uncomfortable, particularly at first, but work on challenging yourself. Is there evidence that contradicts your thoughts? Are there more helpful ways of thinking about a situation? Okay. You can always talk to a professional about your feelings of anxiety, depression, or mental health problems. Talk to a therapist. Talk to someone who utilizes CBT. That's what I do. I'm certified in cognitive behavior. You can do those things. There's other tools that I have that can help you as well. I have clients and that I coach. Okay. So understand this as I close. Cognitive distortions are the mind's way of playing tricks on us and convincing us of something that just isn't true. While many cognitive distortions are common, there are some that can indicate a more serious condition and take a toll on mental health, leading to an increase in symptoms of stress, anxiety, or depression. Hey, good morning, Bobby Lee. Good morning, Jonathan. So if you think that cognitive distortions may be altering your sense of reality and are concerned about how these thoughts may be negatively affecting your life, talk to your healthcare provider or therapist. Okay? Treatments such as CBT, cognitive behavior, can be helpful and help you learn to think in ways that are more accurate and helpful. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I have sound mind coaching, because I want you to have a sound mind. I want you to have a sound mind. Okay? You have a beautiful mind. It will be terrible to waste. Don't waste yours. I don't want you to waste your mind. Okay? We've been taught how to learn. We have not been taught how to think. Okay? We've been taught how to learn. 1 + 1 is 2. 1 × 1 is 1. We've been taught how to think. We've been taught how to learn. We've been taught how to memorize. But have we been taught how to think? For the majority of us, no. Who taught you how to think? Think about it. Who taught me how to think? Nobody. Now that I'm learning, and now that I've been, gotten all these certifications and stuff. Yeah, I'm learning how to think. And I want to help other people learn how to think, so they can unlock the realness of who they are, the trueness of who they are. Okay? A lot of us are hurting while pretending to be normal, while pretending to be okay. And we're not. So if by chance you want a consultation with me, there's some things you want to talk about. There's some, you got some thoughts going on that they're not right, but you don't know how to break them. You don't know how to break free from them. You can always contact me. Amen, my brother. You can always contact me. Okay. I'm working on a potential new client now, but yeah, I'm here to help people. And so that's what I love to do, whether in the ministry aspect of it or in a natural way. I'm just one of those people. So join me next Friday, Free Me Fridays, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Amen. And so we'll see what we're going to talk about next week. But I want to give you this information. If you came on late, please go back, catch the beginning of it. 10 cognitive distortions that can cause negative thinking. These are some helpful things. There's one I'm about to highlight and send it to all my colleagues. Yeah, that labeling. Yeah. So we want to be careful. We want to be careful not to label people, because you don't want nobody labeling you off of one thing that you've done. Is that fair? Is that fair? Because something happened to one person, and that's all you know them as. You know of them, because you don't know them. Because if you know a person, you wouldn't label them based off of that. So we label people off of the manifestation of something that has happened in their life, whether it has something to do with you or not. And that's why I'm not quick to jump on everybody's bandwagon, because they have some type of feeling, or they have a labeling against somebody else. I'm not going to take on your labeling for me about that person. Because if that person has done nothing to me, that person's always been kind, they've always been nice. No, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. That spirit of discord and division is not going to come on me. Okay? So, all right, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Friday, a tremendous weekend. This is Free Me Fridays. This is Coach Andre Fullwood. I'm a certified master mindset coach, and I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. Also, join us. If you don't have a church home, or you do, we have a unique time at 2 p.m. Come to 1405 East Pearl Street. If you're in Michigan, the Michigan area, the Tri-County area, which is Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne, come to Liberation Church. 2 p.m. East Pearl Street. All right, 1405 East Pearl Street, Hazel Park, Michigan, 480 30. Come, fellowship. I'm bringing the word this week. I'm so excited about what God is going to do. I have an expectation. Won't you come and have an expectation? If you're not in the area, you can also watch us online. You can go to my profile page. It'll be showing there. Also, our YouTube channel. Even today, even Sound Mind Coaching has a YouTube channel. All you just put in Sound Mind Coaching. You see the little man down there with the magnifying glass over his brain. Got to make sure our gears are operating. Sometimes our gears are stuck, and we need to get those gears unstuck. We need some lubrication, which is some reality. I see reality as a lubricating, so then we can get things going again in the proper way. We got to look at things in a realistic way, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes our viewpoint is skewed. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. That's why we need to share. We need to share, you know. And when you're talking to someone, I read the heading, didn't read the article. That is good to give too much information when you're talking to your coach or therapist. It's good to just, I use the terminology, just vomit, just spew it all out. Okay, because you never know what's lying in between what's being said. And so a good therapist listens. A good coach listens. They don't do a lot of talking. They listen. And they write and they take notes. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend again. If you're looking for a place to fellowship, come on out. We'd love to have you. All right. God bless. Have a great, great day. If I can get this to work, and then I can say goodbye. Oh, my. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Won't let me close out. If you have any questions, inbox me. You can email me at Coach Fullwood, FULLWOOD, and I'll be glad to answer. That's weird. It doesn't want to close out on me.